Koei, you tend to think of semi-historical Asian warriors fighting massive battles, not little cartoon men from outer space. But that's what you get with Opoona for the Wii, a quirky RPG that takes players to a bizarre sci-fi wonderland, where you fight not with swords and spears, but with floating bonbons. Opoona is the game's protagonist, and the tale begins as his family travels from their homeworld of Tizia to vacation at the planet Landroll. However, as they near their destination, the ship sounds a red alert, forcing the family to evacuate through individual escape pods which crash land on the planet's surface. After a few days of healing, Opoona is integrated into Landroll's ordered society as a ranger, assigned to protect the planet's domed cities while he waits for his parents to recover and seeks to be reunited with his brother Opūna and sister Polina. The plot remains fairly thin throughout the first half of the game as you complete assignments to achieve your 4-star ranger status, but you'll learn a lot about the planet's history and meet a number of interesting characters. The game's world is surprisingly fleshed out, with nearly every aspect of life accounted for. Farms, factories, museums, hotels, television offices, and apartments complete with bathtubs and toilets can all be found in the various cities. The main conflict won't present itself until midway through the game, after you've sunk in a good 20 hours or more. You'll take control of Opūna's sister, Polina, who has to disguise her identity whenever she enters a city. She has her own quest to complete before the three siblings finally join forces, but the plot really picks up when her story begins. In general, the tale matches what you'd expect from the cartoony visuals, but the Tizian children definitely have a unique charm. Opoona is a traditional RPG at heart, with random battles, dungeons, treasure chests, and towns. The main difference is in the game's licensing system. While Opoona's main license is for the job of ranger, you'll also be able to pick up licenses for a number of side jobs, such as sweeper, seamaster, miner, and more. Some of the extra tasks can be fun, while others, like the fortune teller, can be dull and tedious. Doing side jobs is a good way to earn extra cash, but you'll also need licenses to access new areas and get essential items. At one point, you have to pursue a service job at a resort hotel in order to contact a retired miner staying there. By pleasing both him and the hotel manager, you'll gain a drill attachment for your hoverboard and an apartment of your own in the city. Other times you'll earn a license when you least expect it, keep practicing the ukulele, and you'll be granted access to the TV tower, allowing Opoona to pursue the star license and eventually land his big break dancing on galactic television. Each license comes with an assignment, and completing quotas will earn you the next license. However, the process is a bit clunky, as you'll need to hike your way back to the license center after each assignment, get a new license from one desk, get the next assignment from a different desk, then walk to the job location, which is often in the same place you were before. Opūna's ranger license is upgraded the same way, but those assignments consist of leaving the city to take down rogues and clear dungeons, granting you access to the next city when you move up in rank. When you reach Polina's quest, the game becomes more focused, with side missions taking a back seat. But Opoona can still return to the domes to complete new licenses if you wish. Outdoor areas and dungeons are fairly simple, but familiarizing yourself with each city can take some time. The domes are huge, full of sprawling hallways, multiple levels, and the worst elevator systems ever designed, stopping at each floor to change cars. The in-game maps aren't very helpful since locations aren't labeled, leaving you to look for signs to point you in the right direction. Oddly enough, the most confusing city is the first one, Tokione, and the domes actually get simpler as you progress. A large portion of Opūna's content lies off the main path through exploration and side quests, but while those aspects can be somewhat fun, there are some issues holding them back as well. Opūna's main claim to fame is that it has a one-handed control scheme just using the nunchuck, and not the Wii remote. It definitely feels a little gimmicky at first, but it works fine. The main issue is that you need to stop moving and hold the C button to look around, or push both buttons simultaneously to center the camera behind you. That cast-aside Wii remote isn't entirely useless though. Camera control is duplicated on the control pad, and there are shortcut buttons to access your map and hoverboard. The reason you use the nunchuck rather than the Wii remote lies in the game's active bonbon battle system. Rather than simply selecting attack from a menu, you tilt the analog stick to redirect the path of your character's floating bonbon, allowing you to arc around obstacles or attack an enemy's weak point. The longer you hold back on the stick, the stronger and faster your attack will be, but it takes longer to recover from stronger attacks. Battles are always active, so you can use your attacks to interrupt an enemy's move, or you can miss the enemy completely if he moves out of the way as you attack. Bonbons can be augmented with a variety of cores and coats, Opūna's equivalent of weapons, armor, and accessories. In addition to traditional stat boosts, some power-ups let your bonbon blast through multiple enemies or do extra damage through elemental coats, spiked cores, and orbiting UFOs. As in most RPGs, your characters learn spells and use offensive items in battle as well. While the touted one-handed control obviously isn't a big deal, the innovative battle system certainly stands out and can be fun as long as you can still stomach random encounters. From a technical standpoint, Opūna's graphics look like they were designed for much less capable hardware, displaying crude polygonal models and blurry textures. However, in spite of its limitations, you can still see the artist's attention to detail in beautiful environments and quirky character designs. Sound design is similarly lacking, with no voice work whatsoever and very few sound effects, leaving a rumbling cave scene in complete silence. In contrast, Hitoshi Sakimoto's musical compositions are fun and catchy, and there are a few songs that you'll want to stop and listen to along the way. Opūna doesn't break a lot of new ground, but the charming characters and bonbon battle system give it a distinctive flavor. Side quests can get a little dry at times, and it's easy to get lost early on, but fans of traditional Japanese RPGs should give it a look.